Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. So I need to adjust this. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I think that's okay right there. Okay, so I'm here for another journal share right here. You know what? I can't even see if I'm in camera. Not in camera, in frame. There we go. Perfect. I stay right there. All right, so I am here to share a journal that I just finished creating. For this journal, I used papers from A Country at Heart 2008 on Etsy. They weren't actual kits, but they were sets of papers. And I wanted, well, I had gotten this fabric here from one of the, I think it was from one of the church rummage sales a few weekends ago. And I was looking for papers to go with it. And in her Etsy shop, I found papers that are like floral, but there's some that are a little bit darker, and I thought that would go perfect. So I basically created the journal around the fabric that I used for the cover. And for the cover, I actually do have a little bit going on here. This image here is also from the same Etsy, the Country at Heart 2008. I bought papers from her, but I also bought these. They're like journaling cards. There's, I think, 4 designs of them. I think, I'm not 100% positive. There's also, I got these shabby chic, vintagey looking postcards, and I also got just like some regular journaling cards. So you'll see all of those in here, and they're all from her shop. So on the front, as I was saying, I did a little layering. I have a piece of this like lacy fabric underneath. Then I have the image here. I have some vintage eyelet trim right down here. A little flower here. It has the pink, so I was trying to, match the pink in here. And then my favorite part, as you can see, there's little glue strings everywhere. Jeez. These flowery, they're kind of like appliques, but kind of not. They have, it was all one piece, and this was actually gifted to me by my friend Danny. Thank you, Danny. A long time ago, and I haven't wanted to use it because I only have one, but it just went so perfectly with this that I had to, not by choice, well, just kidding, but I really wanted to hang on to it, but I thought, I'm hanging on to it. It's sitting in a box. Nobody's enjoying it. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's awesome and I only had one, but at the same time, people send you things to use, not to hoard. And I'm the worst hoarder of them all. But today, I did part with that. So that is my favorite part of the cover. And then it has a little dingly danglies here. And then the back is just plain, just so you can see the fabric. And then I did do a closure, an eyelet closure. And this was close to as pink as I had, so hopefully it, it matches. Still in frame. Okay. Now on the inside cover, this was actually from a 12 by 12 paper pad, but I wanted something, I didn't want floral, but I thought what went better with floral than butterflies. So as you can see, all the little butterflies there. So I left that just plain in the front. So here is the first page, and see how it's kind of like a dark floral design. So all the papers that I used from her are all like florally types like this, but you'll see them obviously as we go through. And then in here, I made a little tuck there, and this I had in my, I don't know why I had this. It's obviously a tag to something, and I don't know if you can see that, there's something embossed there. Hopefully you can, I don't know if you can see it because it's weird because it's really bright outside right now. So I pulled down the shade, but then I feel like it's kind of dark, so I'm not really sure. But it says European Country Cottage 2018. I'm not exactly sure what this was attached to or what oh, you know what? Actually, this might have been attached, would it have been attached to this? I don't know, actually. It was on my desk, but Country Cottage, I don't know, I just thought it kind of went with the whole theme, so I put it in there as like a little tag. So here's another one of the journaling cards I got, and here's one of the postcards. And then a lot of space to journal. Here is some of that vintage paper that I got at the estate sale. Vintage music paper. Here we have, flips out there, and then it flips up, flips down for more journaling, but it's open in the back, and I have one of my newly embossed journaling tags. And I actually want to just kind of give a little shout out to all the ladies on my last video that helped me out figuring out how to use my Big Shot. If you haven't watched the video, it's the video before this one. I've never used my Big Shot before. I've had it for a while. I was a little apprehensive, like it didn't seem that hard, but at the same time I was just not sure about it. So I decided to use it yesterday. And if you're faint at heart, don't watch it, because the first pass that I tried to do, if I had kept trying to force it through, it would have broken my machine. At the time I didn't know that, so luckily I pulled it back out and I redid it. I didn't do it correctly in the video at all, and so all the ladies were very helpful that commented underneath to show how I'm supposed to do it. And now I think I got the hang of it because I made these really pretty tags, as you can see. Aren't they pretty? That I inked around the edges, and I just sewed this on because this is part of the fabric for the cover. But yes, ladies, everybody that commented and helped me out, thank you so much. Without you guys, I probably would have been doing it wrong, or I would have kept doing it wrong because I wasn't really sure. So thank you. Here's another vintage sheet with a little bit of vintage lace on the bottom. And this actually, this ledger here, it's vintage. And it's really cool. It's a thicker ledger paper too. And I also put some actual book pages from a Rose magazine that I had. I think I must have got it at the thrift store or maybe the flea market. I'm not sure. But I thought it was perfect because the floral theme to add the roses in. I did run a little vintage lace there, or trim. And this here, this is a real vintage card. My friend Karen sent it to me. And it was blank. Actually, where are they? Oh, right here. So there was a couple of them. But I thought, you know what? I will part with one. And I will put it in the book. Because, I mean, it's flowers. Hello. And it's vintage. So you can also write on the back. And it's a nice, like a thick cardstock. So thank you, Karen, for that. Here's another page. Isn't it just so shabby chic and vintagey looking? I love it. Love it, love it. And then all the music paper is so fragile. I think it's from, I want to say the 20s maybe. I think, I don't know. But what I did is I did reinforce them with washi tape. And then here I have a little fabric pocket. And in the pocket I have, this is one of the tags that I got from her shop. And here's a tag that I made with my Big Shot machine. Isn't it cool? I'm kind of proud of myself that I actually know what I'm doing now. Somewhat. I'm still learning, but at least I'm not breaking the machine anymore. And then look what happened on the back. I have no idea what my sewing machine was doing, because on the front, it was fine. And then, I cut the strings, and I went to go cut the strings on the back, and I was like, what the heck is that? And I almost was like, I don't want to use it. But it's like fun, like scribbly, I don't know what's. So I said, this is a junk journal. I'm just going to leave it. And so I left it. It's kind of like cool looking. You can feel it. So I left it there. Here is another vintage sheet of, it's like a graph paper. And what I did, here's a little spot you could journal on. Of course, you can journal on here, but I had this little piece that I didn't want to waste, so I put it there, and I had a little cutoff of this trim there, so I put it on. Here's another sheet. So beautiful. And I like this. I didn't want to cover it, so I kept that blank. It's the clock diagram. And then this looks really cool on the back here. So here's just another little flip up here. And to make the flip ups, what I did was took another sheet and I just printed out a sheet and then I, cut it into little squares and made them the tuck spots. So as you can see, another one of the tags and 2 more little journaling cards there. And this is on the book page, the little pocket here. And then we have some little journaling cards and another little tag that I made on my Big Shot. And here it does flip out again. Look at that beautiful rose right there. Very beautiful. And another sheet. So gorgeous. And the thing about these is that they come as like 8.5 by 11 sheets, like this way. So I chose floral because even if you turned it sideways, it doesn't matter, because basically I'd have to turn it sideways to fold it in half. Because normally the pages, like they would come like this, but I turn them sideways, fold them in half, and I make my journal pages that way. But I think it looks fine. So here's another little pocket. In the pocket again, I have one of the journaling cards and then 2 tags. A little trim there, and this flips out. Here's another little spot. I put it here. There was nothing behind it, so I decided instead of leaving it blank, I added a little index card inked around the edges, but now you can just journal on this page if you'd like to. Some more vintage paper. Here's another page from the another sheet. And here is, this is vintage wallpaper. Not wallpaper, wrapping paper. But it did have the florals in it, even though I think it's more Christmas, but I just like the floral, and it went with the, with the whole theme. And I do apologize because I completely forgot who gave this to me. I had it in a stack of papers that I want to use, that I'm kind of trying not to hoard. So I took some out of my collection and I put it together to use. And this was one of the sheets, but unfortunately I don't remember who gave this to me. So if you gave it to me, just let me know. I do apologize. Here we have another tuck, and again, the same types of journaling cards in here. Another little tab there. Here I just had another little strip, so I decided just to add it on there, and you can journal something on there. I could put dates or something. So here is the middle of the signature, and I used this full page because, I mean, it was really pretty. So it's a smaller page, but it sits on top of that page, and I like the way that came out. I think it's really cool looking. And then we go back through the journal with all the wonderful pages. Here I added another little writing spot. That's what I can call them. They're writing spots. Even though there's plenty of room to journal, but I'll call them writing spots. Here I made another writing spot, and that is on the back of that wrapping paper. So you can journal here. And here's a little stamp die cut that I tried out. I used the smallest one. I just stuck it down there because it was cute. Some more of the page. And actually, the book that I got all these roses out of, it is vintage as well. So that was kind of cool too. So you have another little tuck spot here with that fun stuff inside. And then just a little collaging. Not much. I just had some of the music paper and then this little fun thing. It's just glued down in the middle, so it kind of moves, which I thought was so cool. And another pocket, and again, here's a postcard, and then those 2 cards, and then some lace right there. And in here, look at this. Obviously, I used my Big Shot to make that. And then I also cut out these two with these two little tiny tags with my Big Shot, which I thought was super cute. And then they tuck right in here because they're so awesome. And that also flips out. I love that flower. It's beautiful. And here. And then this, of course, is the paper that I use to line the inside cover with. So as you can see, plenty and plenty of spaces to journal or to add pictures. A little fabric pocket there. Another big flip out there. So there's a lot of writing space here because it's all blank on the inside, which is really nice too. A little tab up there. And this is the other side of the vintage card. So I put some vintage trim there, and then I did a little pocket for the little tiny tags. Cute, cute, cute. So that goes in there. And I do often do fabric pockets. Well, I shouldn't say often, but I have done them in the past. But I noticed that I was watching Danny's video, Junk Journals and More, and one of her last journals, I think it might have been the last one, she had smaller little fabric pockets that are absolutely adorable. And I said to myself, because you know when you're cutting out the material for the cover, you always have those weird small random pieces left over. And I don't usually ever do anything with them. Now, I got the idea from her to make smaller pockets also. And now that I have my little die cuts, I can make small little things to go in those small pockets. So, Danny, thank you for your inspiration. You'll be seeing a lot more little fabric pockets from all the extra fabric that I use to cut down the cover. But that's why you see so many of these smaller pockets in this journal, because when I was watching her, little light bulb went off in my head and said, huh, that's a really good idea. Here I just did a little random collage. I had this ribbon on my desk and I didn't want to throw it away, but it's been on my desk for a while. So honestly, I just put it down here. I put glue on the back of this, stuck that down, and made like a little collage. And now I really like it. So when I have random pieces of ribbon like that, I think I'm going to do something like that. That way I'm not wasting those extra pieces, because you know you can't really do much. Well, you could actually use this size for the top of a tag or something, but I think I was cutting down like a tie, and I had that left over. So I will not be throwing those away. Those will be going into my journals on pages as little collages. And here's more journaling cards. And then the back. And the back. So this, I think I had titled it as Fancy Floral. I think that's what I titled it in my Etsy. But it is in my Etsy shop if you are interested. Also, I've decided to run a sale. I've noticed a lot of people on Etsy right now are having sales. So, you know, why not jump on the bandwagon and have a sale too? So, believe it or not, this journal will also be on sale, as well as all the other journals in my shop. So definitely go take a look and see what's there, you know, just in time for Christmas, because I do ship out really quickly. So if you do see something and you want it for a Christmas gift for somebody or for yourself, it'll be there. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.